Alright, first and foremost, we want to give Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High God Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Christ Yahweh Shai. This is Soldier Nicole from the Chicago Sakari set. Here to just hit you with a little edifying video. Most High will. It's not too long, but we see a lot of things that's going on in the world today, with the coronavirus, with the so-called state of emergency that's going on in America. Jobs are being, shut down, schools are closing down. All the, major stores are, all major supermarkets are empty. It's according to the Bible, this is a beautiful time, especially for those who are who know exactly what's going on, but this is we're basically in the end of this thing. This is like 5 seconds left on the clock, fourth quarter. What are you gonna do with the ball type situation? So let's just start with 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Right? So it's saying except there come a falling away first, right? Except the wool comes out of your eyes, right? Except that curtain drops, right? And when the curtain drops, that son of man is revealed, right? The son of perdition. So let's see what perdition means. All right. All right. The Greek word for perdition is apolia. Apolia just means, destruction, basically. Destruction, they destroy things, right? So who's the one that drops weapons off in the hoods and the ghettos, and for blacks and Hispanics to kill each other with? Who's the one that that leaves chemtrails in the sky? Who's the one that poisoned the water in Flint? Who's the one that came to America and killed over 70,000 Native Americans? Who's the one that stole all the land from the Native Americans in the so-called Mexicans, the tribe of Issachar? Who's the one that came and stole so-called Negroes from the shores of West Africa and brought them to various countries to be slaves, and killed over 300 million blacks and Hispanics? It's the so-called white man, right? So the so-called white man is that man of sin, and through the spirit and power of the Most High and the mercy of the Most High, he's let us know who this man of sin is in these last days, right? And it says, Salakia, it says that for that day shall not come, except, meaning until, there is a falling away and that man of sin be revealed, right? So that man of sin is revealed already, right? So the end is coming, and it's coming quickly. These prophecies are coming quickly. And to those who don't understand this Bible, to those who don't read the Bible, to those who don't care to know that they're an Israelite, right? They don't understand what's going on in these last days, right? But in the book of Ecclesiasticus, which I'm gonna get right now, it says, "But he giveth his mind to the law of the Most High." Salakia is Ecclesiasticus 39:1. It says, "But he giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and will be occupied in the prophecies." Right? So we are occupied, and so those who actually, care about, avoiding that second death, which is the ICBM missiles, which are the plagues that's coming to this bitch called America, right? We're occupied in these prophecies. We're actually soaking in the knowledge, in the wisdom of the Most High, right? Right, we're occupied in these prophecies. So let's get Second Esdras chapter 6. Because a lot of our people, we don't really care about this stuff. That's why it says that the ox knoweth the owner, the ass his master crib, but Israel doeth not know, and they don't consider. You'll tell a black or Hispanic that they're an Israelite, and they'll still keep worshiping white Jesus, right? Or they'll still keep going to that Catholic, whatever the hell, they'll still keep going to that mosque and worshiping Allah. They don't really care to be called, a God on the earth, right? A child of the Most High, a daughter of Zion. They don't really care about that. They just want to do what they want to do, right? But these prophecies are going to come out no matter what, and nobody can stop the truth, right? So this is Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty," right? "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth. They shall be suddenly afraid," right? So this is talking about, your Walmarts, right? Your Jewel Oscos, right? Your even your Walgreens, all your big major stores, man. If you go in there, you're not gonna see anything. Those shelves are damn near bare right now. Right? You can't get no tissue. You can't find no bread. You can't find no clean meat. Right? Mostly all you'll see is pork. Everything is gone. Right? And it says, "And the trumpet shall give a sound." Right? The trumpet. What is that trumpet right now? The coronavirus. Right? That it's spreading at a rapid rate, right? So everyone's running helter skelter, and no one understands what's going on. That's because they do not understand the Bible. They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand these prophecies that's coming out, quickly and with haste. They don't understand that, right? So let's get Salakia. Let's get Second Esdras 15. No one understands what's going on. This is Second Esdras 15 and 17. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because their pride of the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Right? So, very soon, who knows? It might become a time where the entire country is on lockdown. Right? Wherever you are in the country, if you're not at home with your family, if you're in a whole nother part of the country and it's a lockdown, your ass is just gonna stay there, right? Your family's gonna be in one spot and you're just gonna stay there, right? I saw a picture earlier today of the Los Angeles highway that's normally traffic filled. It was completely empty, right? So it's just gonna be a complete lockdown. Right, and it says, "For the pride of their cities shall be destroyed, shall be troubled." Salakia, the houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid. Right, that's talking about niggas running up in your crib, man. People running up in your crib, trying to get your supplies, right? Because they don't have it, they want yours, right? It's just gonna be a whole lot of calamity and a whole bunch of. It's gonna be like the purge out here, But no one understands these prophecies. No one wants to understand these prophecies, and no one is trying to even get oil in their lamps. Like like the scripture was talking about. We have to be occupied in these prophecies and understand that whatever comes, we have to endure, right? So we're gonna get something in Revelation real quick. Hold on. We have to be able to know what's going on, and even when we know what's going on, we have to be ready to endure this, right? 1 second. Let's go to Second Maccabees, right? Let's go to Second Maccabees 6. It's like 7. I could have hit 6, but we can talk about 7, right? We have to be able to endure, right? Because it might come a time where, we might literally, the Most High said that he's gonna put that fire on us, to see if we come out as gold or if we come out like soot, right? So we have to understand that we need to endure, right? Just knowing that you're an Israelite is not enough. Just keeping these commandments is not enough. We have to keep our faith. We have to not be afraid, because the scripture said that we should not be afraid, right? We should be occupied in these prophecies and understanding that everything that we're doing it for a crown, right? So this is Second Maccabees chapter 7 verse 1, right? It says, "And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother was taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste the swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips," right? So this Israelite family, they were taken by the king, the Edomite king, right? And they were tormented, right? They were being beaten, they were being whipped, they were just being tortured by these Edomites, right? And it said, "But one of them that spake first and said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers," right? So this first brother, was so bold that he let him know off the bat, like, we're ready to die for this truth, and that's how we should be, right? And then the king, being in a rage, the king couldn't believe what he heard. He commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, right? He wanted, so he commanded it to be hot, and this Edomite probably said it loud so that the brother can hear, so that he could put fear in the brother. But the brother said already that he's ready to die, right? Which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, right? So first and foremost, they cut this brother's tongue out, right? How dare you speak against us, right? They're the devil, man. Right? And to cut off the utmost parts of his body, and the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Right? So they were doing this to instill fear in the others, right? Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, The Lord God looketh upon us, and in the truth have comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witness to their faces declared, saying, And he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead, after this number, they brought the second to make with him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off his skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, Wilt thou eat before thou punish throughout every member of thy body? Right? So these Edomites were basically torturing these people, trying to instill fear in them, and they all took death. They all took death. They were all enduring, man. They all endured because they all realized that they wanted that crown of light, right? And let's get that in Revelations 2 and 10. Right? It says, Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, the so-called white man, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. right? So if you can endure, if you endure this thing, if you endure what the so-called white man does to you, right, and you have to die for this truth, you die for this truth, and Most High will, you be one of the first fruits, that's born in the kingdom. The Most High say He gonna give you a crown of life, man. He give you a crown of life, right? Revelations 3:11. It says, "Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which is thou." Right? Keep these commandments, right? Endure to the end, that no man take thy crown, right? So, all of this stuff that's happening in America right now, in the world right now, everyone's getting afraid, but if you're meditating in these prophecies, if you're occupying in these prophecies, and you're keeping the faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you can look death in the face and smile, right? Because at the end of the day, the main goal is a crown. Like in the NBA, right? For instance, in the NBA, these guys, these basketball players, these contenders, right? They might not really like their coach. They might not really like what's going on, right? They go through injuries. They go through, the refs with their incorrect calls. They go through a lot of stuff, right? But they're doing it for the end goal, which is a trophy, a championship trophy at the end, right? So us as Israelites, we should want that crown at the end. We should want to keep these commandments. We should want to keep the faith in Yahweh and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? And we should be able, and we should want to look death in the face, right? If it comes, we should want to look death in the face and smile, knowing at the end of the day that we're going to get that crown of life, right? So it says, "Let no man take your crown." Don't let any man take your crown, right? It doesn't. Let it be our own people. Let it be a heathen, or even an Edomite. It doesn't matter. Just let no man take your crown, man. We have to endure to the end, right? This is Matthew 24:13. It says, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." Right? The end, meaning the end of your life, or the end when the missiles drop. Right? Most High will be beamed up. We have to endure. Endurance is the theme of this video, right? Because a lot of our people are just getting afraid, and they're actually losing faith. When this should really boost your faith. Your faith should be boosted. A lot of us haven't seen chariots in the sky. A lot of us haven't seen the things, those miraculous things that happen in the Bible. But when you see times like this popping off, your faith should just be boosted through the roof right now. You should know. Hey, you should be screaming out Kwame Asharala. Every time Donald Trump hops on the news and says something about America, right? When he's locking down these cities or banning flights to certain places, you should be excited for that. Let's go to we're gonna go to Psalms 30:5. It's time to endure, people. Because it's gonna get worse before it gets better, right? And this is right here. What that's talking about right here. It says, "For his anger endureth for a moment, but in his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night," meaning you might go through all type of scourges, in the coming days or months or weeks or whatever. But joy cometh in the morning. What's that joy? Getting that crown of life, getting salvation, right? Becoming a king or a princess, and being above these other nations, right? Being able to have power over these other nations, right? So let's get a few more scriptures. This is Mark 4:17. Right? "And have no root in themselves, and so endure for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended." Right? So this is talking about, Israelite, let's say now you get taken to one of those FEMA camps. You get taken to one of those FEMA camps, and they're torturing you, trying to get you to, take that chip, or blaspheme the Most High. Because of that, they might just take the chip, or they might just blaspheme Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, they might bow down to the so-called white man. You know, but you have to endure. You have to endure. You have to be able to. You gotta pray. You gotta pray that your faith is boosted. You have to pray and fast, or you have to stay grounded in this thing, right? You have to stay grounded, and you should not put. And you got to keep your hand on that plow and not look back, right? But with that, I want to say shalom.